Hello, everyone. Over the past weeks since Russia invaded Ukraine, AJC has covered the situation extensively. Today, we wanted to give you a little bit of a personal on-the-ground testimony. Since the beginning of the war, AJC had not only been supporting and advocating on behalf of Ukraine, but has also created a special Ukraine fund to help Ukrainian refugees in particular. And so on April 5th, an airplane filled with Ukrainian Jewish refugees, sponsored by the AJC and organized by the Jewish Agency for Israel, flew from Budapest to Israel. Now, to speak about this and more, I'm particularly happy to be welcoming Aldona Zawada, Office Manager of AJC Central Europe Office, who accompanied these refugees, but more widely has been involved on the ground in Warsaw in efforts supporting Ukrainian refugees. Aldona, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Aldona,
happy to share what happened.
First of all, you literally just returned from a trip where I just mentioned you accompanied 141 Ukrainian refugees from Budapest to Israel. Just very simply, could you talk to us a little bit about that experience?
Of course. Well, first of all, it was undoubtedly an unbelievable honor to be able to be on that flight, because this is history being written and unfolding in front of us. So for me to witness, as a representative of AJC Central Europe, to witness this situation has been an incredible life lesson. Me and Barnabas Turay, who is our representative in Hungary, we met the group in Budapest in one of the hotels where they have been accommodated by the Jewish Agency. And from those hotels, they were to make their way to the airports. So we met them there, just ready to go on the buses and start their journey to Israel. And it was people of different ages. It was elderly couples, it was mothers with small children, with teenage children, students, young adults, mostly women, due to the fact that men, only elderly men are allowed to leave Ukraine. So we started to make connections with some of the refugees that were in the hotel, to learn a little bit more about their stories. And words simply are not enough to describe the stories that they shared. They showed us footages from their own mobile phones, where they filmed their neighborhoods being put into ashes by because of the airstrikes. They told us stories of watching from their windows how there was a woman who told me that she lived in Kharkiv and she saw from her own window how volunteers were shot in the city park. Women had to leave their husbands, fathers, brothers behind. So there is unbelievable weight of the drama that they had to experience. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of they said it still feels very surreal that they're starting all over again. But at the same time, they are so hopeful. They were very hopeful about starting their new life in Israel, knowing that you have a safe place where you can start all over again is something that is, it's like a life-saving feeling that you actually do have a safe place to go to. So that was for them unbelievable luck, and they were very grateful for that. Yeah, so
actually speaking about Israel, so you were on the plane with them. You obviously, just as you just mentioned, you spent time with them. I mean, not that you is the same state of mind of 141 people, but generally, what was the state of mind when arriving in Israel? of course, as you mentioned, a safe place, but do they see themselves staying there, living there? Do they see themselves going back at some point to Ukraine? Do they hope their husbands, fathers, brothers will join them? What is the general state of mind?
Yes, we were with them throughout the entire journey at the airport and then on the plane. So there is a lot of different stories. Some people have family in Israel, so they're also over the moon to be able to reunite with them. And in that case, if they have family there, they intend to stay. The young students we spoke today, they planned to join the language courses, and then they were thinking to join the military also. So their intention was also to settle in and start to contribute to the life in Israel and start to be a active part of it. Some were uncertain because they didn't have such clear set plan yet, but they knew that they are offered assistance, and they knew that they will be able to have sufficient amount of time to figure it out. And some people we spoke to, they were thinking that if only the situation allows it, they will be trying to bring their families to reunite with them. And yes, so surely this was not just only a transfer or a stop for them. They were thinking of Israel as a new place to start organizing their life around.
New home, a safe home.
We hope. Yes.
Now, finally, you are based in Warsaw, and so it's not the first time that you've been in touch with refugees from Ukraine. You have professionally and also personally been very involved in supporting refugees in Poland. The biggest number, of course, of refugees who have arrived from Ukraine are in Poland. Could you tell us a little bit about the current state of affairs? What is AJC doing on the ground? And maybe also sort of at the outlook, do you think Poland will be able to continue to handle the amount of refugees currently from Ukraine in Poland?
Yes. So yes, I have hosted a family of mother and two children in my parents' home. My parents moved in to my home, and that's how we were able to offer a flat for a family, and we were assisting them with whatever their needs were. I do volunteer after work for 6-hour shifts at the central railway station in Poland, in Warsaw, where there's still a lot of needs arising and a lot of refugees passing through. And as for AJC, we were actively involved in a crisis management center that was set up through the local Warsaw Jewish community and Polish Jewish organizations present here on the ground. So we were assisting them with some legal advice and whatever help they were asking, we were assisting them. And also through the AJC Stand With Ukraine Fund, we were able to donate to the Warsaw Jewish community for the Crisis Management Center, and to two other non-governmental organizations that are offering help for refugees, and also to JCC Budapest, that are also involved in the humanitarian crisis. And as for the situation in Poland and predictions of how we will be able to continue, I have many feelings about this, many contradictory feelings, because as a private individual, I feel that an incredible amount of work has been taken on by NGOs and local authorities of different cities and civilians just taking time off work and sort of putting all hands on deck. But that can't go on forever, because one can only do as much, and you need to rest and also have a life of your own to be able to give more to those in need. I am though aware that it's not something, like as a government, it's not something you can do on a day-to-day basis to construct a working system that will support this situation. I know it takes a lot of time. So I know that work is being done to be able to construct a system that will be able to offer jobs and financial support. People are already able to request a Polish temporary ID, personal identification number, and with that they can already apply some financial help. I don't know how long they have to wait to actually receive it, because there's lots of different information about this. So I'm not sure about that. Children are able to also join Polish schools. So this is surely a great amount of support also that is being offered to be able to continue a life which has a routine, where you can send kids to school. I know that with people who go through a trauma, the fact that you can sort of go into another country and start a life there and have little tasks every day and feel like you have to do those tasks, this is incredible help for you to be able to process this trauma. And I learned that through a training that I took on with a psychologist, to be able to deal with this situation better. So yes, so there is help, and I hope there will be more help. I know that EU is also stepping in. So as we said before, refugees are also going through Poland, but deciding to go to other countries. So the family I was hosting, they decided to make their way for the Netherlands, where they are at the moment. And all is good, they're happy. So I believe that with as a team, and team I'm referring to the EU, we can all deal with this situation better.
Thank you so much, Aldona. Thank you for having taken the time and shared your experience. I know that the past weeks, which probably seem like years, have been difficult and challenging to see the suffering and hardship very, very close. Probably not closer is difficult. And so thank you very much sharing, and I couldn't be prouder of my team in AJC Warsaw, Central Europe, and you, of course, in particular, who has professionally and personally been so involved in supporting those refugees. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.